Filmmaking. My name's Corey, and today we're going to do a little bit of a different episode, but it's a video I've been wanting to do for a while. And today we're going to talk about, can you vlog with the Canon 60D? Now the answer technically is yes, you can vlog with the Canon 60D. But if you want to stick around for this episode, I'll give you my reasons as why this yes is kind of almost a maybe rather than like a definitive, yeah, this is the vlogging camera that you want. So part of vlogging is really bringing people into the experience. You know, you want to show people your surroundings, you want to allow people to see where you are at, and so having a wide lens is super important. And so in this respect, the Canon 60D does a great job because there's tons of different lenses from the EFS to EF that you can mount on the camera to get a pretty wide range of backgrounds so people can see what you're doing, where you're at. And you know, right now I've got a 20mm on here, which with the crop factor, when you throw that in, you get about 30, 32-ish, and so that definitely is wide enough for people to be able to see my background, what's going on, where I'm at. And so in that respect, Canon 60D, check mark for vlogging. And now we come to probably the thing that makes me say maybe, almost borderline no, that you can't vlog with the 60D, and that is the autofocus. So if you've been on this channel, you know, I've done lots of videos about the Canon 60D. I think it's a great camera, but the 60D was right before Canon started introducing dual pixel autofocus into their cameras. And so because of that, the autofocus system that it has is contrast based. It's honestly really not that good. And so when you're out vlogging, one of the things that is like a high value in vlogging is being able to kind of like set your camera and forget it. Just talk to the camera, just work on getting the shot, making sure everything looks good and it like really ties into the story that you're trying to tell through a vlog. But because you don't have autofocus, every time that you are doing a talking head like this, you know, I'm kind of worrying and I'm fidgeting with the camera and I'm hoping that I am in focus. You know, there's ways to combat this. I'm shooting at f5.6 right now, so I have narrowed my depth of field so that way it's not so shallow that it's like, you know, this much, and if I move a little bit, I'm hugely out of focus. So that's one thing you can do, but that can be hard sometimes if you're out vlogging and you know it's a really sunny day, or maybe you're at someplace like the beach, or like, you know, if it's like winter and there's lots of snow on the ground and things are really reflective, it can be hard to see like a tiny little LCD screen. So autofocus is a big thing. And then also if you're shooting B-roll and things like that, you know, it's really handy in a lot of these newer cameras to have touch autofocus, you know, whether it's a Canon or a Sony or Panasonic, you can touch them and it will pull focus to what you need. And in vlogging, again, it's really about using your camera as a tool to tell these stories. And so the less that you have to worry about things like autofocus and, you know, pulling focus and possibly missing or doing things like that, it just makes it way easier. Of course, you know, you can pull focus manually. That's what I like to do. But in terms of like what is the most efficient for someone who is doing daily vlogging, that's really not probably going to benefit their workflow. So another reason you might want to consider not vlogging with the 60D is if you're somebody who likes having like a wide amount of frame rates. So, you know, if you want to do stuff with slow motion, if you are out and you're trying to capture different scenes and, you know, slow motion can help to really accentuate them. You know, the 60D only shoots 24 frames and 30 frames in full HD. If you want 60 frames, you do have it, but you have to step down to 720. And I've done videos about slow motion with the 60D, and I think in some scenarios, 720p can totally work for slow motion, depending on how you shoot it and the lighting conditions. It can look pretty good. Like actually, in a lot of this vlog, any of the slow motion bits you've seen, I've been doing in 720p, and I think so far they've turned out okay. But if you're someone who really values high quality slow-mo footage and you know you're gonna want that a lot in your vlogs, again, I might consider something else besides the 60D. So we are back to where we started. So my thoughts about the Canon 60D in vlogging. Like I said, you can vlog with this camera. Is it the easiest process? No, there's a little things along the way that you're gonna kind of have to finagle, and it's gonna just make your workflow a little bit longer. And so I think in the grand scheme of vlogging and like kind of the vlogging ecosystem, there's cameras that just do things that just make it more efficient. You know, different frame rates for slow motion, way better autofocus so you're not having to guess if you're in focus, frame rates that help you do slow motion. So for all those reasons, I think there are better options of cameras to vlog with besides the 60D. But if you only have a 60D and vlogging is something you're passionate about or you want to do maybe once in a while, the Canon 60D can totally be a vlogging camera. You know, like I said, there's going to be some tweaks you have to do in post-production and some things that will take a little bit more creativity and won't be as simple, but you can totally vlog with this camera. As you've seen, this whole episode was shot on the 60D with this 20mm, pulling focus manually, slow-mo stuff. You see it, look pretty good, and yeah, you can totally vlog with this camera. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're somebody who vlogs with the 60D, throw a comment down there. Like, tell me like some of the best tips or tricks you found for using this camera in a vlog setup. And until next time, keep making movies and watching movies, and I'll see you on Reel Filmmaking.